Welcome back. Let us today learn the concept of single entry system. So what is the single entry system? Where do they make use of it? Let's learn that. First, let us understand what is single entry system. First thing, the single entry system, it is unsystematic and unscientific. Why is it considered unsystematic? Because for every transaction we enter only one entry, and that is why we consider it as unsystematic, and it is also considered as unscientific. Why? We don't have the debit and credit transaction that is getting tallied, so it is also considered as unscientific. And next point is only one aspect of the transaction is recorded. It is not that both the debit and credit transaction is recorded. Only one aspect would be recorded and the other would be left blank. It is suitable only for small business organization where they do not have complex transaction, so they can make use of this single entry. This will not be appropriate for any larger business and larger companies. And next thing is only personal accounts are maintained under the single entry system. No real and nominal accounts are maintained under the single entry system. And this method of accounting is not considered to be accurate. So next, let's learn the disadvantages when we are maintaining the accounts under single entry system. What are all the disadvantages that we face? First thing, arithmetical accuracy cannot be checked. Why arithmetical accuracy cannot be checked? Only one entry would be available with us. We cannot check the other entry. So arithmetical accuracy will not be available with the single entry system. True profits cannot be known. As we do not have the complete accounts, we cannot determine the profits. So true profits cannot be determined, and the financial position of the business cannot be judged, as the financial position of the business can be determined after preparing the balance sheet. With this single entry system, will not be able to prepare the balance sheet at the end of the year, because the transaction would not be complete. Because of that, will not be able to determine the profit, and because of that we are not able to prepare the balance sheet. Hence the profits are not known, we are not preparing the balance sheet also. So because of that, a business cannot determine its financial position. And then make planning and decision making is difficult. Yes, planning, what can be done in the future, all the future planning would be taken based on the financial records that we have. But whereas in single entry system do not have complete records, and because of that the future financial plannings and the decision making, it becomes difficult with this incomplete records. Now let us learn what are the differences that exist between single entry system and double entry system. First thing, under single entry system, what are the advantages do we have? First thing, every transaction is recorded as it occurs. So every transaction that happens, we do write that, and that is maintained, keeping a straight and uncomplicated records. It is not making a complication. So as and when it happens, it is getting recorded into the book of accounts. And the next advantage we have with the single entry system is it is basic system for business with uncomplicated transaction. So it is easy for business that do not have complex transaction, they can make use of this single entry system. So what are the disadvantages we have with single entry? It is not recommended for business that require more intricate or sophisticated transaction. So this will not be suitable for bigger organization and companies. Not recommended if your business needs to track assets or large amount of financial data. And so if you want to track your assets, liabilities, and any of these things and the financial data, it is not recommended for your business to maintain the data under single entry system. So now let's understand what is double entry system, what are the advantages and disadvantages we have with the double entry system. So under double entry system, as we know, there will be two entries for every transaction. For every transaction, we have a debit and a credit. Transaction are entered only when the revenue is earned or the expenses is incurred. So only when it is incurred or when we earn, we enter the transaction. And the next advantage we have, every transaction is connected to a specific account, creating a clear paper trail. So everything would be connected to specific account. We have separate accounts for that, and that would be transferred to that particular account. So what are the disadvantages we have under double entry system? It is better suited for business that require more complex transaction, such as those who collect payments through accounts receivable. So only in such cases who's in need of complex business transactions, they can make use of this double entry system. And the next disadvantages we have is can be difficult to work with if you are inexperienced or tracking on multiple roles in your company. If you are not able to keep track of the records, or if you could not figure out where the accounts are moving, then it becomes difficult for you if you are inexperienced in maintaining the double entry system. Thank you.